Hey, Rob Dayton with Priority Living, and I want to talk to you about an upgrade for your marriage. You know, what's interesting about marriage is that it seems to get the short shift. Like, I don't know, life is busy. We got all sorts of things. My goodness, we're in the fourth quarter. We got deadlines, we got kids, we got soccer schedules, now there's football, we've got all these things. And why is it that we very commonly give the least amount of investment to our spouse? So I want to talk to you about doing an upgrade, giving an upgrade to our spouses. How do I do that? Well, in session 4 of the Master's Program, we talk about how arguably the greatest kingdom asset, next to God, of course, is our spouse. That's the person that's most likely going to be the supportive element of our kingdom calling, maybe a kingdom calling as a couple. So why is it that we tend to not invest in that thing that arguably is the most important asset? Well, we might say to ourselves, well, she knows I love her, or she might say that the kids are more important than taking care of the husband right now, or investing. There's all sorts of reasons, but I have noticed, particularly with men, the default is that they don't intentionally invest. So in session 4, we talk about intentional investments, and one of the investments we talk about is know her love language, know his love language, and give it to them. Give your spouse their love language. It turns out that love languages have different types. People receive love in very different ways, and we're not all the same. There's been known to be 5 love languages. There might be more, but here they are. It's quality time, words of affirmation. We got acts of service, gifts, and touch. Those are the 5. And let me tell you about my own marriage is we don't intuitively know what the love language is. In fact, we actually give the love language to our spouse, most likely the one that we love to receive. Perfect example, my love language, words of affirmation. What did I do for Nancy when we were falling in love or in our marriage? I'd write her cards. I'd tell her constantly how much I appreciate her. I would give her insights, comments that were really cool about who she was and how she was showing up. And I was always curious. I was like, why does this get through? Like, why doesn't she know how much I love her? Until I found about the love languages. And it turns out hers is acts of service. Oh my gosh, mind blown, complete upgrade. All I needed to do was just make a list, a honey-do list, and then go through the list and check the boxes. And oh my gosh, the response, I was a little startled with it. Would you do this for me? And I'm like, well, I've already done it. And then she would be like, oh, you're so wonderful. I love you so much. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So just checking the box on these things that serve you is how you feel love. Yeah, that's it. And so you'll find in any marriage that love language is important. So you gotta know it, and most people don't know what the love language of their spouse is. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm getting the honor of marrying my son and his fiance coming up here in November, and we're doing counseling sessions about marriage. And one of the questions was love language, and I asked him, do you know her love language? And he thought it was acts of service, which is his mom's, but it was actually words of affirmation is what his fiance would like. So, man, if you don't know, you gotta know. First step, ask her, ask him, what is your love language? Go through the 5, identify it, and then just give it to them. Make sure that you intentionally invest in that relationship and give them the love that they want. In other words, the way they receive love. Make sure you're channeling that. Your marriage will be instantly upgraded. Mine was crazy upgraded. It's so simple once we get it, but we have to intentionally move into it. I hope that works for you. I know that you're going to find it to be profound, and we're in your corner.